We started the initiative to focus on water because of the threat of encouraging diabetes through sugary drinks. When we first opened the school and we allowed kids to bring their own lunches, nobody brought water. Everybody brought soda. And when we looked at what was happening with our elders in the community, so all of these families end up in a situation in which water is not the preferred thing to drink. They didn't like the taste of it, they didn't like the color, they didn't like the way it smelled. So we came up with this idea of filtering the water. Not only will it take out the bad taste and bad color and bad smell, but it can take out other contaminants that are colorless and odorless, arsenic in particular. Our wells in our community here are contaminated often with heavy amounts of salt. And this filtration unit will take out all the salts, and one of the most harmful chemicals is arsenic, and it'll take that out as well. So by making the water more palatable to the families in a way where they really want to drink the water, and making it cheap enough because it comes from their local wells, we do away with the two reasons why they aren't drinking water: the taste, the color, and then also the expense of buying bottled water. It's a shame and a tragedy, I think, that families here on the res can purchase sodas at much cheaper prices than they can get water, bottled water. So we need to deal with that. And we didn't see anybody else around tackling this problem. And we're a little bitty school, but we have this attitude of service. So our attitude of service drives us on. My board members, who are here with me, Thomas Walker, Evelyn McCabe, and Rick St. Germain, we all agreed this was important for us to live up to our name. If we're going to truly be of service, then we can't be afraid of tackling these difficult issues. That's the good water? This is the good water. And we put in this water filtration unit. Did you see the solar panels on top? Mm-hmm. So this whole water filtration setup is powered by the sun. The problem is we have a number of wells in our community where the saltiness of the water is so high that it makes it unpalatable. This bus will help to make the water easier to drink and actually make it more healthy. It's our hope that as we demonstrate more and more to the people the value of having filtered water, then the people will want to have these at their wells, and we'll help them get them. Okay, here it goes. It's starting to build up pressure. But I am pretty passionate about water now. And it's because this is my community, and this is the need we have, and I feel good that we can involve the kids in the solutions in our own issues in our own community. arsenic is supposed to be at 001.
Yeah.
This well is 016, so that's 10 times.
Yeah.
More than 10 times. 16 times. High. And then look at this, uranium. It's supposed to be at 001. It's at 011. So that's 10 times higher too.
Yeah.
Now here's after it got filtered. So this means it's below detectable levels, meaning it got filtered so much they couldn't even find any.
Yeah.
And same way down here with uranium.
Cool.
I'm Robbie Hunani. I'm with the Sapali Water Association. And since we brought the bus first, and then our water station came. Even with the bus, they really like the difference and the fact that they know that the filtration was getting rid of the arsenic and stuff like that. So the village people really appreciate it, and especially my mom, that they could, after about a month, they could really taste the difference. It's really beneficial for our people here, and we've had a breakdown for about 2 months, and they're really anxious to get this water back, this real good drinking water back. So now that we got it situated to where we can serve our people again, I'm sure that they'll appreciate it again. So cuts about 120 miles out of their way to get water, going in even 60 miles, because Delcon's the nearest local water dispenser. So they really appreciate that.
Yeah. Since we've been getting hit by EPA, people have been wanting to get clean water this whole time. It's just, now people are just having to go all the way in just to get the water without even having to get groceries or anything. But this thing is really serving its purpose for the people. It saves a lot of time and money, because there's not too much time that we can spend out here because we're in this lockdown. So we're really anxious to get it back on. So I was going to go tell the security, start letting the people know that are coming in that we got it back on. So I'm really glad that we got it going up again, because like my mom and my dad and my sister, they're all, when are we going to get it back on? So I'm glad that we finally got it back on, and so it's a big plus for us again.
Right. So it's going now, right? Right now?
Yeah. We're getting to filling up the brackish tank.
Okay. Great.
So once that fills up, then it should kick on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should be in operation by this evening. So giving water out again.
Okay. Yeah. This is not the good water, but we still should have it set where it cuts off.
When somebody comes for water, there's water there for them, and that's my duty here, is to make sure that basically turn the water on, turn the water off, and collect the money. And if there is something that gets in the way of turning the water on and turning the water off, that's my job. The 600 gallons a day, as it's configured right now, it can be expanded to be a bigger system to something in 1,000 gallons a day. But the way that we have this one set up, that's more than its capacity. It pumps 80 gallons a minute. Our pump is set at 1,100 feet. Our well is 1,395 feet deep.
For individually, this one, it will work, because 600 gallon drinking water to me is a good quantity of water. People can use it, well can use it, and even the uranium that will be there. The problem is only going to be that if the uranium is there, how and where we are going to dispose of that filter.
This is the water box,
Okay.
and we bring water in to this tank
From the
here.
well?
Pardon me?
This comes from the well?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. This comes from the well, goes from there through some meters and into the big blues, which are micro filters
Okay.
as opposed to nano filters. The main reason that we do that is because these are a little bit expensive. So, get as much out as you can before you start. These are nano filters, and they actually do the bulk of the filtration of arsenic and uranium and those sorts of constituents, that you really don't want.
So the metals.
Right, it does the heavy metals and it does TDS, so you can lower TDS considerably with that.
That'll be all the salts.
Right, right.
The salt stuff.
Those really are the workhorse of the system.
If I can come out here and I can see it, and then I have somebody like KG to tell me exactly what does what, I have a better understanding. Water, you always hear the saying, water's life, right? And a lot of us embrace it, some more than others. Water is main ingredient for everything that we consume. There's no infrastructure, there's no utility lines, whether it be power lines or water lines, wastewater. So that in terms is the way of life for my parents and my grandparents as they grew up. They were accustomed to that. So looking back at that, water had to be hauled. They had to go down to the local, whether it be the local spring or local well, local windmills, to get that water. I remember stories of my father saying, yep, when we were kids, we was always told to get up, hitch up the wagon, hitch the horses, put the barrels in the back, travel 5 or 6 miles to the well and come back. It'd be an all-day excursion, going down to the local pond and cupping the water in our palm, or going to the windmill and turning it on and drinking it. It wasn't until we got much older in life that we finally realized that, well, we probably should be a little more careful. Because now you're starting to hear reports of that area out there containing high levels, or I shouldn't say real high levels, but hazardous levels of uranium. And these are some of the wells that we used to collect water from. And of course, the wells that my father and grandfather had used for many years. People have to travel many miles to get drinking water. When they go to town, there's always 2 or 3 cases of drinking water, jugs of water, It'd be very nice and convenient just to have it local. So that's the whole idea behind this, and not just to serve my household, but many other households in that area. And if I can be the catalyst for it and initiate that, I don't need a pat on the back, but I'll feel very satisfied and very fulfilled that I did this not only for myself, but other folks in the area. As we, I guess, evolve with technology and information and better information from either researchers, scientists, engineers, whatever, we are made aware of these contaminants that are in the water system, and that we have to be aware. I try to seek as much knowledge as possible, and when I started to do that, start networking, I ran into these professionals like Mr. Mark Sorensen here at the Star School. I got to know the Navajo Nation Department of Water Resources experts, the hydrologists, the engineers, the management, and just the local well workers. When I am around those type of people, I absorb the information that they provide, that they, from their knowledge. I think it's a good thing, and I think we all need to take a second look, embrace it, and I think if we can spread that mentality and that mindset, and I think we've done a good thing in the world.